Hello everybody, Buddy Webb, Midland, Texas. What I want to show you today is how I found the tunnel that was used for the oil show party murders. Okay, I was using Google Earth. That's a free download. Anybody can go to Google and download it and install it, and it's a mapping program. A lot of people are familiar with it. I've already got it installed, so I'm just going to run it. Google Earth Pro. I'm gonna start up my Google Earth. I want to show everybody how I found this, and so right now we're starting up Google Earth Pro. Okay, here's the tip screen. I don't need that, and here's the search bar over here in the top. Okay, so 3802 Fair Circle. That's my address. Fair Circle, Midland, Texas. You see it up there, Midland, Texas. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to click search, and you're going to see it zoom in. Okay, that's what Google Earth does. Okay, now we're in Texas. Now we're in Midland. Okay, now we're in my neighborhood, and there it is. You see that big building right there? That's the Home Depot store right here. Okay, and here's the Target store. Here's a line of trees, the alley, and there's my home where that dot is. I'm going to zoom that in. Okay, and so everybody can see that. Over here is the Fairmont Park Church of Christ. Remember where a law enforcement officer advised me to snoop around right down my alley? Okay. Remember the guy came running down my alley with a car chasing him in that one video? They put him in the trunk under gunpoint. That was another video I got. So here's my home. I was shot by somebody under my home on this side right here. Okay. It's believed the last homeowner was murdered here in the backyards where it's believed one of the underground homes is located. Okay. So we're zooming in here. Up here on the bar, right here, I want to show you. It's a that icon is historical imagery, is what they say. So click on that, and you get the slide bar. And that slide bar allows you to go back in time to older pictures. Okay, so I'll just go down 21. See how it's switching the pictures here. Okay, there's 2018. Okay. 2017. See, I'm going back in time. I was shot in 2012, so I'm really interested in back in 2012. Okay, there's 2013. Okay, here's 2011, June 2011. So this 6 months before I shot. And what I want to show you here is what I saw on this picture right here. This is my home. Is right here behind Home Depot. You could see where the ground was cut right there, where the asphalt has been replaced. Okay, there's a tunnel going from that store directly to my home, and basically it goes to my den. That's how I found it. Okay, I'm gonna go back into I'm gonna increase that to the 2013, and notice it's gone. They covered it up. Okay, and so that's how I found where the tunnel was located. Remember, in my backyard's where it's believed one of the underground homes is at. Okay, one of the $4 million underground homes put in for the bushes and all that evidence and information. Okay, now Google Maps is on the internet. That's an app running off the internet. It's different than Google Earth. You just go to maps.google.com, and you could put in my address, 3802 Fair Circle. You can see it right there. And what you would see was on the map screen, the block screen here, you would see a large building in my backyard. But when you switch to the satellite screen, you wouldn't see it. So that's what told me this was an underground building or a bunker. Okay, this is one of the 4 underground homes right here. Well, last year, I contacted the city of Midland, and I told them that there's multiple people documented as reporting underground homes are here, and the supporting evidence on Google Maps. And about a week later, this was deleted. So it looks like somebody with the city of Midland contacted Google and had them remove this to cover up the murders. Basically, is what they were doing. They were trying to cover up the crimes and murders at my house, including the murder attempt on my life where I was shot by somebody under my home, and also the young girl I was told that was murdered at the 2010 oil show party. And I also believe that Mike Lohan, the previous owner of this home, he was murdered here the week before the 2000 oil show started, and the parties were in this underground home here. Okay, and so I wanted to show you that. And then back to the main picture. This is what I call the main picture. That's one of the ones shows the tunnel coming from the Home Depot store to my house, directly to my house, that was cut. And you can see where the underground home in the backyard is. I have an inlay right here showing where I was shot. And see, one time I was at the Home Depot store and I was telling the clerk my story about being shot by somebody in my home, and she says, if you happen to see a lot of cars in the parking lot late at night, it's because we're stalking. I didn't ask that. I didn't even think about that. But a large party like the Permian Basin International Oil Show would have a lot of people there, and they would need a lot of parking, and they would need an excuse to cover it up. And I think that was their excuse. Oh, we're all stalkers. The whole parking lot's full of cars, and they're all stalkers. And I think they were going in this store after the store was closed. There was an underground entrance here that went down, hit this tunnel, and they come back over, and the parties were here. Okay, and so that's where the young girl was murdered at in 2010 that Angie told me about. And that's why when Angie left my home and I was on the phone talking to her, she was at the location of the party in 5 minutes, because she just drove around and parked in the Home Depot parking lot, and that's why they were coming to my house. And so that now you can see the what was going on, that they were using this tunnel. Well, in 2019, Homeland Security is supposed to take care of human trafficking. They're supposed to anyway, right? I mean, that's their job. And so I contacted Homeland Security, and I took them behind the Home Depot store. I showed them this map. I showed them exactly where I believe the tunnel was going from that store to my house that was used for the murder of that young girl, etc. The human trafficking murder, a forced prostitution murder. Okay. And 2 weeks later, the ground was dug up and they're pouring concrete. This is a video I got, the concrete coming off the truck. And like I said, my home is right here on the other side of them trees right there. That was July 17, 2019. I met Homeland at the store on July 2nd. Okay, and interesting here, I just want to show you former U.S. Congressman Mike Conaway from Midland. He retires on July 30th. So as soon as these this tunnel gets identified, the what I call the human trafficking murder tunnel gets identified, then Conaway retires. And I had met Conaway. I talked to him on the phone, had recorded the conversation, had met his staff, and as far as I'm concerned, we had a senior U.S. congressman that was helping cover up these parties and these murders, what I think's going on is multi-billion-dollar oil companies that were having people at the party. They're bribing public officials to cover up the crimes and murders connected with these underground homes. Our police are not so stupid. They don't know these underground homes are here. Actually, police were at those parties. And so I just wanted to show you how I found the evidence. Y'all can go download Google Earth and see it for yourself. And right now, there's no telling how many people they murdered. And they're going to keep doing it until somebody holds them accountable. This is Buddy Webb, Midland, Texas.